Evening, Daisy Does It here, and I got my sidekick, Chili. Chili, come here. Come here. Come here, you silly goose. You silly goose. Oh, Chili. Okay, go get the ball. Go. Go. Okay. So, I wrote this piece the other day, on drugs. Well, not on drugs, but about drugs. And I read it to my therapist, and she said that it reminded her a lot of TED Talks, which is about, it's an inspirational speech. So she said that I should read it on Daisy Does It. So I'm going to read it. Your whole life you hear drugs are bad, whether it's from your teachers, parents, the media. It's always lingering background noise in our heads. Some kids choose to listen, and somehow, I don't know how, they go their whole lives without ever trying or even considering doing drugs. But most of us do them. We say our parents don't understand. We say the media and the laws are dumb. There's a million things that are bad for us and affect our bodies negatively. Why are drugs so different? Why is this so bad? And I still agree with that voice in my head on some points, but mostly I've come to understand where the original message stems from. Drugs are fucking dumb. They're a waste of time, money, and our beautifully constructed bodies. And above all else, they are horrifyingly addicting, both physically and psychologically. And yes, I know we hear this all the time, but believe it or not, it is a little different coming from me. I was never a straight edge kid or a club kid. I always floated in between. When I took acid or rolled, I planned it, usually months in advance. My friends and I decided on a date, and we waited. We bought 5-HTP supplements to help with the come down and magnesium to help with the teeth grinding. We stocked up on gum, antacids, and drinks to keep us hydrated. We looked forward to it like Christmas or our birthdays. And I liked it back then. It was fun back then. It was as healthy as it could be. And I still support that way of doing drugs if you're going to do them. Eventually, though, I got lost. I was no longer with my close friends who I trusted. I was aching and nervous. I was sick. I didn't know how to get through my days. I was dating a kid who was homeless by choice, and all we did was party. We stayed at a drug lord's house where my boyfriend and his friends sold knockoff Molly called M1. They stayed up all night. They were messy. And they didn't have real jobs. I would make $60 now and again by cleaning the house for Marquise, the drug lord. I didn't fit in. I didn't belong. And then one day my boyfriend poured out a couple lines. It wasn't glittery like M1 was. I asked what it was, and he told me it was ketamine. What does it do? I asked. Without skipping a beat, he replied, it makes you stupid. It makes you real dumb. And without pause or question, I said, great, and did a line. I stayed up that entire night doing ketamine, K for short. I called out of work the next day. I loved K. I loved that it made me feel like I was 4 years old again. No responsibilities, no real deep feelings about anything, just bliss. Ketamine makes you like you're drunk, or a small child. Either way, you need to be taken care of. You were never expected to be the caretaker. And I love that. I love that because of this drug, hello, Chili. I love that because of this drug, my over-anxious mind, my intense emotions were finally put to rest for an hour or two. Even talking about now, I kind of want some. And when I want some, I remember this poem I wrote about ketamine when I was in rehab. They told me to write a goodbye letter to my drug of choice. And as soon as they said that, I knew I couldn't write a goodbye letter. I hate promises. So I wrote this instead. I can't promise I'll never have you again. I can't promise I'll never buy you again. And I certainly can't promise I'll never see you again. You are a part of me in some way. I can and will always remember the freedom you so easily let me have. How badly I needed that. How badly I needed you. But I also must remember how hard at times it was to track you down. The hours I lost, the money I blew, literally, and the love I drained and sacrificed for you. You made me stupid, which is the sole reason, the original word that sold you to me. I so desperately needed to be stupid. To forget the responsibilities I felt, the anxiety that suffocated my chest, and the depression that ate away at my brain. But I don't want to be stupid anymore. I want to love myself and to want to be around myself. And then hopefully others will want to be around me too. So that's what I read and remember. I wrote that 7 months ago, and no, I haven't been sober for 7 months. I have my slips with Kay. I don't know if I really believe sobriety is the only way to live well. I believe you can still be a good and functioning human being if you use drugs in moderation. Real moderation. Not rolling once a month, and certainly not every weekend like so many people my age do these days. But sure, if I decide I want to roll once a year with my significant other or take acid with my friends during a vacation, I'm not going to kick myself over it. At least doing it in this way, it becomes a treat, not a way of life, not a necessity. I don't binge drink anymore. I don't go through a ball of ketamine in a day anymore. I don't waste hours with my friends texting everyone I know who knows somebody who might have ketamine anymore. And guess what? I deal with it. When I feel the panic attacks and the sadness that used to drive me a Duquet, I pause. I wait it out. I draw a bath. I call a friend. I take a nap. And I find that I feel better than I ever did on ketamine when I'm done waiting. In fact, at least the past dozen times I've done ketamine, it didn't work for me the way it used to. And that's fine. I welcome it. Bring it on, world. I can take you now.